is Low Cut Connie from his new album Livin In The USA, a record he says is as much about partying as it is about protesting injustice. And so we find Connie in Philly just days before Independence Day and asks the questions that need to be asked.
So what's on your mind here with this record?
I mean, I'm pissed off, man. Listen, maybe I'll come and move into your attic or something, but things are going very poorly here in the United States of America. And I never, ever, Marty, thought I'd be a spokesman for anything. This band was founded to be a fun, weird, goofy rock and roll band. And yet, over the last couple of years, I've found myself, in the crosshairs politically. I was the first artist to cancel a show at the Kennedy Center. And then I had, I was speaking about things I care about on stage, specifically diversity. And I started to have shows canceled because I was speaking about diversity last summer. And so whether I like it or not, I've got to be a spokesman for something now. I've got to speak up for my band members, for my fans, for my community, my family, my friends, my neighborhood. I live in a very, very, very heavy immigrant neighborhood in South Philly. And by the way, this has been a working class immigrant neighborhood for hundreds of years. And we have dozens and dozens and dozens of languages spoken in this neighborhood, and amazing food, amazing music, amazing art, murals. And now we have ICE raids, and now we have people that don't want to leave their house. And now we have kids not going to school because their parents are afraid to send them to school. This is completely unacceptable. It is completely counter to the America that I grew up in and was told about. And I'm pissed off, and I made an album about it. It happens to be a protest album, but if you listen to it, Marty, it's also kind of a party album.
Yeah, sure.
And I believe you can do both things at the same time.
Yeah, I believe you have. Yes. So what was the vibe like in the studio when you're making this thing?
It was very powerful. I mean, all these songs were done so fast. I can't even tell you how quickly. You wouldn't believe that all these songs were done in one take.
Right.
Which is how I did the first Low Cut Connie album many years ago, where I basically teach the band the song and then we run through it. And the run through often is the take. It's kind of like Bob Dylan does it that way. A lot of artists that I love are all about that one take method where the group is just discovering the song while the tape is rolling, and it really worked out for this album. And it caught lightning in a bottle. It's not the most polished album I ever made, but it's definitely the most direct, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, speaking about, you have a song called "Let Me Speak to Bobby" on the record. Who is this Bobby you want to talk to? I can make speculations, but I'd rather hear it from you.
Let me speak to Bobby.
Marty, this is the question I get asked more than any other. It's so funny. I'm going to decline to name any particular Bobby other than to say that we all know a Bobby. And, the main thread of that song is truth to power. And we all know people in positions of power tend to be, bloated, privileged white men who lord over people and enjoy it. And, you know, these guys got to get knocked off their shit. And so the singer in the song uh, is ready to be heard and is
Right.
ready to have some shit to say to this particular Bobby. Let's put it that way.
So there's a pretty good guitar playing on it. Is that Will Donnelly playing that?
It is, yeah. Will played with me for a decade. Amazing guitar playing, and also my road guitar player now, whose name is Rich Stanley. He's also on that song. Um, I'm obviously on piano. I'm just a humble
Obviously.
piano player,
Yeah,
but
right.
I'm sure. And by the way, I play guitar, and when you're listening to a Low Cut Connie album and you get to the song that has the shittiest guitar playing,
Right.
that's me.
Oh, good. All right. Just put your stamp on it, did you?
Hmm.
All right.
Yep.
And it looks like you went to Arden Studios for Oh Yeah. When
Yes. And Ardent unfortunately now is closed,
oh brother,
but Ardent, I did a lot of records there, and that was a song that I recorded before the pandemic that I was waiting for a moment.
right?
I was waiting to make an album that was that wild one take rock and roll album that I would get to eventually, and I finally got to it, and I put that on it.
Sounds a little like you're tipping your hat to Rufus Thomas during that one.
Well, we were working at a spot, it was getting pretty weird. I was losing my hair, I was losing my fear. Took it out to her, took out low. She knocked my socks off when she opened the road. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Now she put in the chair, shave her hair. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Well, I lived in Memphis in my formative years. I lived there for a year when I was going to school, and actually Rufus Thomas was still alive at the time, and I saw so many Memphis music legends, not just on stage but just around town, because that's the way Memphis is, if you know what I
Right.
mean. And good ear, because that old school Memphis R&B that got into my bloodstream. That is my music.
Very good. So I was getting back to talking about protest music. Some protest music has been made recently, most notably like Bruce Springsteen and all that. Does it actually make a difference? Do you think? Is it or are you just kind of preaching to the converted?
I think it makes a difference more than people want to believe. Not every song, because there are songs that don't have an impact.
Right?
But Bruce was like a model for me growing up. I'm from New Jersey.
Yeah.
One thing that Bruce has done throughout his career, he's stuck his neck out for things uh, selectively, but he's kept his fans at the table, and by that I mean he has a lot of conservative fans.
Yeah.
And I've seen this in action. I've been to his concerts years back. He wrote a protest song about police brutality. And I went to a concert at Madison Square Garden, and all these NYPD turned their back to the stage when he played this song.
Yeah.
And there were people booing. And then 10 minutes later, they're facing the stage and dancing, And I really learned something from that. And Marty, even in my little cult band way, I have a lot of conservative fans. I have a lot of fans in rural America. I've got fans of all ages, races, persuasions, old, young, gay, straight, black, white, you name it. They're in my tent. And I actually have had people say to me, Marty, at some meet and greets I did recently, I had somebody say to me, this older lady, I voted for him 3 times. Did you know that? And I said, no. Oh, interesting. And
Interesting.
she said, yeah, but you got me. I'm switching sides.
Right.
So when people ask me that question of can protest music be impactful, I'm seeing it every single day out there on the road. There are people waiting to hear a message.
Yeah.
And if you deliver the message respectfully and in the right way, with humor, with compassion, you can reach people with a message. And my message, which is simply has to do with diversity and inclusion, and not losing the word diversity, right? Because this has become like a demonized word, and I need to remind people on every stage I play on, America is diversity. We are founded in diversity. We have amplified diversity to the world through our music, through our film, through our art. It is the spice of American culture. It is what makes us, it is actually what makes us great and makes us American. And I will never stop spreading that message. And if I spread that message in the right way, it actually really lands.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you mentioned the Kennedy Center, and I mean, it looks like things are at least kind of heading in a different direction. The Kennedy Center, his name is back off of it now. So, is there an indication that things are changing?
There's a huge tarp in front of the sign, so nobody can see he doesn't want anybody to see that the name got taken down.
Right.
I think that was a step in the right direction.
Isn't somebody projecting things onto that tarp though?
Yes, pictures of Epstein. I hope that 2 years from now that institution will reopen because they're closing it down now. I hope that it will reopen and return to its nonpartisan arts-based programming. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And if invited at that time, as I was, then I would return. And I would do the show.
Sure.
But as it stands, with them firing all the board members, dropping the gay men's choir, I mean, just one horrible decision after another, I wouldn't step foot in there.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, it feels like, I mean, it's weird being an outsider looking in because you wake up every morning and you're like, what's next, first of all? And then you're trying to make sense out of it all. And of course, it depends on where you look and who's reporting and what your sources are. But it feels like something's changing over there for the better. I mean, it can't get much worse.
Well, here's what I'll say. It was a year and a half ago that he started this process with the Kennedy Center.
Yeah.
And in that year and a half, whatever your opinion is about the controversy with the Kennedy Center, we can all agree that no one is going there. No one is performing there.
Yep.
No one buying tickets.
Yep.
The institution essentially has been poisoned, right? People have lost their jobs, lost their gigs. So things are not going well by any measure.
Right.
So a course correction is needed. I hope this is the beginning of that. And I hope that one day I get to talk to you and say, hey, Marty, I'm doing the Kennedy Center. We're finally doing it.
I hope so, yeah. Now, getting back to your band, I got to ask you about Amanda Bullwinkle, because obviously you call her Rocky because that's a given. But other than that, what's she all about?
Well, I knew her for so many years. I never knew her name was Amanda because everybody calls her Rocky.
Right.
For forever.
Of course.
She is the best singer I've had in the band ever. And she's 5'1".
Oh,
and she's just little, but she's loud. And
right.
She's been such an amazing foil to me on stage and in the studio, and her voice is all over this new album, and I think it sounds amazing.
Very cool. And are you thinking ahead to what you're going to do next as far as your music, or are you too deeply immersed in what's happening right now?
No, Marty, you know me. I'm always 10 steps ahead. I'm already halfway through my next album, which I can't say too much about, but is a definite change, vibe shift, and a type of record I've never done before. And so I hope I get to talk to you in a year and a half about that one when that one
I
comes out.
certainly hope so. Yeah, I mean, you've been making a big noise about this record and about the protest and all that. Have you had any contact from other artists, support, some people getting on your side and saying, "Hey, I'm
Oh
right,
yeah.
we're with you"?
There's been so much support, and I like to remind my friends and colleagues in the music business why they got into this in the first place. We got into this because of music, not because of the business.
Yeah,
We love records, we love live shows. We love the art, and the connections that are created through music, right? And a lot of people are afraid to speak their values through their music. They're afraid to lose a follower or a fan or upset the apple cart. But go back to why you got in this in the first place, and the music you wanted to make, and that whatever genre of music you were into, the pure expression of it. And people start to think that they cannot be impactful with their music, but you really can, like I've described. Even on a macro or micro level, it matters. And
right.
collectively, it matters that we speak up through our music. We've got to do it.
Yeah. All righty. Well, congratulations. Good on you, fighting the good fight, and I hope hope it cools down a little bit just so you can play some shows. Jeez, I can't
hope
believe it's that
so.
hot. I
And
never heard of it.
if things really go bad, I'm moving in your attic, my friend.
Well, you're more than welcome to. It's where most of the records are, so you'll feel right
Yeah.
at home.
Thank you, man. I sincerely hope we get down to New Zealand one of these days.
That would be fun.
There's some conversations going, but in
Yep.
the meantime, take care of yourself, and I hope I talk to you again really soon.
If you enjoyed this episode of the 13th Floor's Music Talk series, please be sure to subscribe to the website or to the YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook or Instagram and wherever you find your podcasts. There's a whole lot more to discover.